Okay, meeting is officially recording. Welcome to Training Tuesday. You have directors Peg Wilson, Lauren Mason, and Kelly Hastings. We will be hosting the meeting. Sarah wasn't feeling well, so she's asked us to step in. I'm going to put everybody on mute, but we want this to be very interactive. Let me see, I'm doing, okay. And you can unmute yourself when you want to talk because we definitely want this to be interactive, but we don't want to have a whole lot of background noise so that we can hear each other. So tonight's topic, we're going to stick with the recruiting topic that Sarah has started for this entire month. And what we want to talk about tonight is some of the words that we use when we're recruiting, because we talk about this all the time and how you can bless people's lives, but it's easy to just say, hey, join my team. And when they say no, what do you do? So there's lots of things that are excuse busters, and there's lots of ways to approach it. So has anyone, by a show of hands, has anyone used the hostess kit to recruit anyone? Okay. All right. So Scentsy has given us this vehicle to use, and it's actually really easy to use. So there's a couple of different ways that you do it. So when you have a hostess, somebody who's having a party, anytime that party gets to $200, anytime that it gets to where they have any kind of hostess credits at all, when you're talking to them about cashing out their party, the conversation should always be, you have earned $35 credit, or you can get the hostess join kit for X amount of dollars. So minus whatever it is that they've earned in free. So if it's a $200 party, the hostess join kit is $59. So you've earned $20 free, or you can get a hostess join kit for $39. And then I could flip this party to you and you can earn X amount of commission. So that's the first conversation that you have with them. Every single person who hosts a party with you, you should be offering the opportunity to them. Okay. Think of it also in terms of your own parties. So if you're having a party, every time you get to $200, you tell somebody that you have just unlocked a $59 hostess kit and they can join for $59. So offer that up to your own customers as well. Does everybody know how to do that when you have a hostess kit that is under your party? When it's the actual hostess, it's easy. Yeah, Patty's going, woo, she knows how. She knows how. We actually had a big conversation on my team yesterday, and that's what we talked about. We talked about setting goals, and we talked about how to flip a hostess. So there is, you just go to where the hostess credit is. You type in their hostess join kit. That triggers the email to the hostess. So once they get that email, they have 24 hours to complete that email. Once they've completed that, they're officially a member of your team. You don't have to close out the party right away, but they're officially a member of your team. It doesn't cost them anything when they go in there to do the enrollment. Scensy's not charging them for anything. You're going to charge them when you close out the party. So once the party gets to 200, and I just did it today, I had a party that reached $230. This girl has been dying to join. We've been struggling with getting some PRV on her party, got to $239 today. I sent her a message and I said, okay, we got $239. Would you like to join? I shot her the email. I'm not closing out her party yet. So she said, I don't have any money till Friday. I said, it's not going to cost you anything. Nothing's going to be charged to you yet. So we got her to join. So she's signing up, and I'm waiting for her to accept the welcome to the team page, and and then we'll welcome her. But I did that as soon as the party got to 200 because I don't want to lose her. She's excited about it. I don't want her to change her mind. I want to get her on board as soon as possible. So that's the way I did that today. But there's also the opportunity when somebody doesn't want the hostess kit. So if you have your hostess that says, I don't want the kit, you can say to her, would you mind if I offered that $59 kit to the other people that are in your party? Or is there somebody who has placed an order in your party who you think might be interested in this opportunity? Allow her to tell you. If she says no, nobody else, and say, is it okay if I post that on the group, or I offer it to the people who have placed orders? And you don't have to give them her hostess credits. You just offer them the $59 kit. So you would put that in there the same way. Now, with that gets a little bit trickier. You actually have to change the hostess to that person's name in order for them to join. And you're still going to collect the $59 from them. So if you run into that situation, definitely reach out to your sponsor, reach out to somebody who has done that before. It's a little bit trickier. I don't want to get into all the details. If you run into that situation, we'll walk you through it and tell you how to do it. Has anybody done that? No? Okay. Have you done it, Lauren? Unmute yourself if you've done it.
Say that again. I was half listening.
Have you done that where you have gotten a flipped and used somebody that was part of the party that was not the hostess to join?
No.
Okay. All right.
I
I've
haven't.
done it twice, and it's a little more complicated because you have to change the hostess name, even though you're going to give the credit to the other hostess. It gets a little tricky with like shipping and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, how do you flip? Yeah.
Yeah, you're not actually flipping the party. You're just offering them the $59 kit, and you're going to collect the $59, even though it's going to go in there, the hostess kit. So say it's a $200 party and they get $20 off. It's going to go in there as that $20 is going to come off the $59 hostess kit. You're still going to charge that person $59 because you're going to put that additional $20 back in for the hostess to get credit.
I was gonna say, so is that how you put the host? Oh, okay. Okay.
Right. But then what you have to do is the credits, when you're shipping that stuff, you have to ship it to a different address. Even though the party is now under the hostess, the person who joined, you had to change it to the person who joined. So then you have to ship the stuff to a different address. Or if they're local, ship it to yourself, and you can do the ship to host, to consultant address.
See, I thought when you did, when you had the host kit, I thought they had to claim it and then you had to close the party right away. I didn't realize that they can claim it and leave it open, because I have a hostess from a month ago probably, and she's like, oh yeah, I want to join, and she's just been worried about being able to pay for the kit. And I said, well, if you can snag some more orders, I'll extend the party date and we can leave it open.
Right. The only thing is where that gets fishy is that if it comes over another month. So
with the commissions.
I had somebody who joined like the beginning of September, and I didn't realize that I couldn't flip the party from all the credits from August, like the party orders. I couldn't flip them over to her. I could only flip what happened within that month.
Yeah, because I had told her that too. I said, if you want to do it this month, I can flip all the, the commissions to you as well, so you get that, but you'd have to sign up by, the 29th or 30th of the month.
Right.
And she said, I want to wait. So,
and now the girl that I just had sign up, her party got to $230, but now that she signed up, she's a little bit more vested in it now. Like she has just started like doing postings of her own and stuff. I've been trying to get this party going, and she got 6 orders, but they were like $20 order, $35 order. They've all been really small orders. So it's not that she's not getting any interaction. It's just people aren't buying anything that's big to give her enough PRV to join. But I'm going to continue to work that party and see if I can get her more so that she'll pay less for the kit. So I mean, she's officially a consultant now, and I can eventually flip whatever it is that I get this month. But so if you're talking to somebody about joining, what are some of the things that you say? I'll open this up to the floor, and I think I can unmute. I don't think I can unmute. I think you all have to unmute yourself. So, just raise your hand when you're ready to talk, and tell me some of the language that you use when you're talking to somebody about joining. Nobody? Crickets?
I'll be honest, I've never once asked anybody.
You've never asked? Okay. So one thing that I will tell you, every single time that you have somebody who places an order, say to them, how would you like to earn the credit on this order? Do you know if you join my team, you get paid back on your own purchases? We were just talking about this on the team call yesterday. I had one she's now a consultant, but she was my customer that repeatedly ordered from me. Like she ordered from me all the time, and she would get orders from the people at her work. She would get orders from her job all the time, and I would give her free bars for getting me orders and stuff like that. And she just loved, she was getting all the free stuff. And I kept saying to her, why don't you just join? Like you're doing it anyway. You're going into work selling to these people anyway. Why don't you just join? She's like, no, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. But I know with her, money is what talked. So literally I went back and I pulled up her name and all the orders that she had placed for me. And I did a spreadsheet of all the orders she had placed and told her how much commission she would have earned and how much free and half price stuff she could have gotten for herself.
Well, you know what
from her.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. My problem is everybody that I've had a party for so far, because it's like, they're all very close people to me. Mm-hmm. Like my mother, my stepmother, one of my close girlfriends I had when I was in North Carolina. like literally closing out the party, it was like pulling teeth to get them like not to go over a penny. They didn't even want to use their half price items. And I'm like, I know not even, it's like I already know them, don't even bother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's right now I'm trying to, like with the part, I have two parties going right now and I'm trying to get, you know, where to see where they're at. And then, you know, I think maybe one person, but she's very cheap. And I mean,
Well,
I
you
don't know.
know, so there goes one of your excuse busters here. So, you know, the people who don't like to spend any money. So this girl who joined the team, that's the way she was. She was cheap. She was getting me orders from other people because she wanted me to give her free bars of wax. So I appealed to her money sense and said to her,
Right,
okay, well, look at all the commission you would have earned. That would have well paid for your kit. It would have,
right.
she had a Scentsy addiction. So guess what? It's going to feed your addiction. And,
Like,
and it's finding out, I think it's building the relationships with the people. But even, you know, even when somebody's a new customer, it's like you love it anyway. Even if you're just doing it as a kidnapper to get your own discount,
right.
you know, and it's not being afraid to have the conversation with them. What's the worst thing they could say?
And honestly, you get your money back with what you put out. Like
Yep.
you get your whiffers, you get things that are worth that you would put money out for anyhow.
Mhm.
You know, the samples, things like that. And it's just, and it never dawned on me until you just said that she's cheap, but her being cheap, if I can maybe express how much money she could make sitting home, or, you
Mhm.
know, because she has an autistic son and she's, you know, it's, she's always with him. So, you know,
Well,
she'll say, I don't have
it's
time
funny,
or,
like, when you may not know this, but my daughter Caitlin, who's like my partner in crime all the time, Caitlin's autistic. Part
oh,
of the
yeah,
reason that I started doing this was to help her like express herself and get out of her shell. And she would go with me to parties. And we started out by, I'd say, oh, Katie, why don't you tell them about that warmer? And
yeah,
Katie
that's
would talk
good.
about the warmer of the month because she heard me say it. So I used to do a lot of home parties. So she heard me say it so many times and she was like a parrot repeating everything that I said. And then I started with, she loved the games. And I'd be like, while I'm writing up orders, why don't you play some games with people? And she
Right.
would play some games with people. So that is something, and you can have that conversation, say to her, you know what? My director has an autistic kid and she's so involved in it. She helps her label stuff and they have fun together and it's sort of their bonding thing. You know what?
Yeah.
It's finding out what appeals to them and working that into your conversation with them.
I really wish that I could go out and do parties because I think I personally would kill it if I could do parties. I'm very personable. I like people. I love to talk. I love, you know, meeting people. I like engaging in conversation with them and just, you know, you can relate to them. You learn certain things where you're able to relate with them. Over social networking, it's hard. It's really hard for me. Like I can't.
And we do have people that are very successful in this business who are not doing it at all on social media. So, you know, I think that right now people think that social media is the only way to do this business, and it's really not. It's really not
Right.
at all, you know?
I mean, is anybody having like physical parties where you go, like old demonstration parties where
I
you
have
go
had
to the room?
I had one in my backyard.
Okay.
So, you know, I had people come over in the backyard and we sat out in the backyard, but it was 4 women, you know. I served them wine, I got them drunk and they placed a lot of orders. So. Hey, Kelly,
I've
Kelly,
actually
you chime
considered it,
in?
but I just can't do it here because, you know, I have like my Mason, I have my son. So I've thought about like, well, if it's somebody I know and people I've been around, I've considered, I don't know. It's just a weird time. It's like, you know, some people feel comfortable, some people don't, and you don't want to like, you know, make anybody feel any type of way. So I think if somebody was open to it, I mean, you go to a nail salon, you go to, you know, a hairdresser. Do we just have to wear masks when we go to an event? I mean,
It would
and just
have to be on what they feel, right? I
yeah,
guess
you know what
with
I mean?
how they feel in that sense. But I mean, is it against any rules or right now with the company? Is it?
Nope.
Mm,
Like you could literally,
I think you
if
would
your
just
people
have to
agree,
abide by what the city rules are, like with a certain amount of people in a certain space,
masks and
whatever.
stuff like that.
But the
Yeah.
problem with that is that your hostess, like you might have somebody that's already willing and able to do that in their home, but you don't know if their friends are going to come. Do you know
Right.
what I
Well,
mean? Like
that's what you would, that would be
me,
your,
you know what I mean? Like if you were having a party, I wouldn't be there,
right. No, I agree. But that's
you
where
know?
you have to learn, you would know, like, okay, well, do you think you could get this many people? I'm just
Right.
curious, you know, you don't never.
I did this past weekend. This past weekend, I did a yard sale. I put
Mhm.
everything out in my garage, or well, it was in my driveway. I put everything out in my driveway because all my events have been canceled, and I have so much stock because I stock up all year long for events. So I hosted my own, and I put it all in the driveway, and I had sent it invites out to my customers. I sent out emails to my customers. So I basically did my own event, and I mean, you got to find your own ways. But you know what?
That's a great
Let's
idea.
not veer off the topic. Let's go back to the topic and talk about some of the conversations that we've had. So, Kelly, are you still there? I know that Kelly's muted and her video's off. But I was looking for Kelly as like she's probably been in longer than any of us, and I wanted to see if she could share some of the conversations that she's had. So we'll get to her when she comes back. But so I actually looked up. I was looking in. Okay, so I pulled up. I did some research and I was looking at some of the conversations that people had, and I know you guys probably can't see me right now, but that's because I'm reading. So. Some of the things that I came up with, well, so there were, if you have a good Scentsy customer, some of the conversations you can have is, you love this product already. Yeah, you're telling everybody how much you love it. You would make a perfect consultant. And I'm sure I'd love to have you on my team. To somebody who hosts a party. Thanks for coming to the Scentsy party. You love the products. I can't wait to show you these amazing things in our catalog. Since this product is so simple and easy, it makes a great way to make a little extra income. I would love to have you join my Scentsy team. I will help you start up your business if that's something that you're interested in. If you have somebody who is a friend that you've known for a while, when they ask you how you're doing, you tell them, oh my gosh, I've been growing my Scentsy business. I'm loving it so much. It's a great way to make some extra income. We have an awesome team. Let them ask you questions, and don't be afraid to invite them and say, wouldn't it be fun for us to work together? Come and join my team, do this together. To someone who approaches you about joining Scentsy. They don't need to hear all about all the specific details. You don't need to give them all the information about PRV and stuff like that. Keep things at a high level. And, it's not that any of these things are a secret, but you keep everything at a high level and you just talk to them about it being a legitimate business opportunity. You tell them how much fun that you're having doing this. There's no hidden agenda. We don't have anything that we don't disclose to people. I mean, everything is readily available. And you know this yourself. Everything is readily available. You can literally go out to the internet and you can find out anything about Scentsy. If you pull up YouTube, you will get people that will give you their opinions, positive and negative, all about Scentsy. We have an income disclosure statement. We have our Scentsy standards right there in your workstation. There is nothing that is a secret. And I know that a lot of direct sales get a bad name, and there's a catch with a lot of them. There's not a catch with ours. I tell them, the way I approach people is I say to people, this is the easiest business. It's just so simple. Don't overthink it. And that's my favorite line to say to people all the time. I'm like, don't overthink it. Get in there, enjoy it, do what you love, and use the 3-month trial period. So right now, somebody joins right now, they've got a 3-month trial period where they don't pay anything for their website. They get to join for whether they're joining for free with the hostess kit or $59 or the $99 kit. For 3 months, it shouldn't cost them anything other than what they want to buy themselves and what they're earning free and half price. People think there's a catch. There's no catch. There's no catch. And once people get in and they start doing this, they're like, oh yeah, there really isn't. I can't believe how easy this really is. And it really is. Kim is on here, and Kim's new. So Kim, you can chime in, unmute yourself and chime in and tell them how successful you've been as a newbie.
Hi, everyone. I just started last month and I've already shot up to the certified consultant status. And I just basically started by telling people what I like about my products. I actually bought the little office diffuser and I had it going in my office and people started saying, ooh, what's that smell? And I just started talking about it, and I had a lot of people interested, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna see what happens. And I bought my starter kit, and I told Peg I want to maybe try it out. And like I said, I'm already up to that certified consultant status, and that's just from saying, hey, check this out. And then when I finally did get my little starter kit, on lunch break, I have my coworkers smelling the smells, and it was a lot of fun. And because we're in healthcare, it's actually a big stress relief for us right now. And people say, you don't need to do this. Why are you doing this? And I say, because it's getting my mind off of everything right now, and I'm enjoying it. It's my fun, and I'm getting everybody on the boat, and it's hilarious because people are like, ooh, now I want to do this, and ooh, I can't wait till that 12 days of Scentsy calendar comes out. And and I'm just really saying, I just like how it smells, and I'm having fun, and I'm enjoying it. And this is my fun, this is my side job. And I think I'm already up to 2,200 points in PRV, so just in 1 month. So I've been successful in a month, and I I hope it continues. But that's just been my strategy, is just, hey, smell this and see what you think. And oh, you got to try this. And I actually use the strategy of, believe it or not, giving out samples. And I gave out a Scentsy circle sample that I got in my starter kit, and the girl I gave it to, she went and bought the room spray and a bar. So she liked the scent so much that she said, oh, I'm going to get 2 more things in that scent. And same with everybody else. I said, you were such great customers, I'm going to give you one of my free samples. You got to try it. I love the washer whiffs, I love this, I love that. And I started, sorry if I'm going on and on, I started doing Facebook lives and sharing one thing I like pretty much weekly. And because I had such a good month, I did my own little drawing. And I treated the person that won to either a mini, I gave her the option of doing a mini warmer, or she could pick something of equal value. And she was like, oh my God, I never win anything. And so I don't know, I'm just spreading the love, and I'm giving a lot of holiday gift ideas too. But yeah, so I haven't started the conversation yet about joining my team because I'm so new, but those are my beginner strategies.
Okay, so that was actually my next question. Have you had the conversation with anybody about joining your team? And, really it's simply that. I mean, simply that, telling people how much fun you're having. And it's as simple as that, talking about how much fun you're having and saying the words, why don't you try it?
That's going to be my next step. I have one person who's hosting a party through me already. And I was going to wait until she closed out her party, which should be this weekend. And I was going to say to her, hey, you know what? Maybe you should try doing this if you know enough people. And I have a friend that lives in Virginia Beach too. And I was going to say to her, well, she already kind of declined it. And so she was kind of a no so far. But I guess I have sort of been poking around. But I have one other friend that I'm probably going to drop a catalog in her mailbox and say, listen, bring it to work and see what people think. And then maybe, go from there.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Kelly, you're back on. Kelly, can you hear me?
What?
I called on you earlier, but you were hiding from us.
Sorry.
You're our senior member here, and not senior in age. You've been part of Scentsy longer. Can you share some of the conversations that you've had and some of the language that you use when you're talking to people and having the recruiting conversations?
Basically, I don't tell them that, I want them to join my team. I want them to share the product with me. Because a lot of people are like, oh, it's a pyramid. It's the thing, you're going to make so much money off of me, which it's funny because when you get into it, you really don't. I mean, you don't make a amount that they think you're going to make off of them. But I always tell people, I want you to share on this journey with me, because I want, to be able to, get to know you as a person, get to know them, as we further the journey together and, make a, I don't know. It's just, it's hard because it's like, you don't know what to say exactly until you're in that moment. And you don't want to like say to them, like, come and, sell this with me, so you just tell them, just come and join this, join the community, because it's much more than just products. It's much more than, the whole aspect of selling something. It's more, to me, it's more of the community, the sisterhood, and I always tell people that it, if you're looking for something that you're going to be a part of, and you're not just a number, because I was part of a company that you were just a number. I mean, I literally met the CEO of this company, and they wouldn't even take 5 seconds to say hi or take a picture with you. So being a part of this company, I always tell people, it's much more than just a company of selling products. It's a company of a family. So,
Amen to that. And for those who have not met our owners, Heidi and Orville, they literally will have a conversation like you and I are having.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are
They
the
will-
most down to earth.
literally, they stand at reunion until they have taken the last
Hours.
picture with the last consultant in line. And it does not matter. Heidi has gone without eating dinner. She literally has, like, in between taking pictures, she's gone over and taken a bite out of her salad. I've watched her.
Mhm.
So that's the thing is with them, it's not just a number thing. It's not just a number game. It's not just how much money are you going to make me? It's a community of people that, honest to God, love you.
Mhm.
And it's kind of hard to understand until you actually have been in that atmosphere of it. I mean, am I wrong, Peg? Because
You're not wrong at all.
like,
Your first Scentsy family reunion, you will never forget. You
oh
will
no,
never
you
forget.
won't.
My first Scentsy family reunion was Kansas City. And Kansas City is where I met quite a few of you. And seriously, they've become such friends of mine. I mean, we talk to each other outside of doing Scentsy things. Clarissa and I have had conversations. Berlinda and I have had conversations. Ruth and I were hanging out, and Kelly I met through this. I never would have known these people if it weren't for this business. So, well, and most of you, I wouldn't have known any of you if it hadn't been for this business. So, I mean,
Right.
it's definitely more a community feel. And there are some things, Patty and I were having a conversation about someone who, just really was looking for a friend, And this is a community. It's definitely a community where we support one another. You're having a bad day. There's somebody here who's going to put a smile on your face. We were laughing. We just named our leadership group. So the directors, we named our group the Sunflower Group and the Sunflower Crew. And the reason we're the Sunflower Crew is I had posted a couple of months back, I posted the picture where it's the two sunflowers facing each other. And it says on a bright sunny day, the sunflowers face the sunshine, but on a cloudy day, they face one another because they draw energy from one another and they help each other stay warm. And that was, for us, that is so what we do for one another. I mean, it gets me all filled up and misty. Look, my nose is turning red. I get
Literally
all
don't,
filled up
because
when I
I
think
will
about
start crying.
it. I know, because it's true.
The mindset that I've been in lately, yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, you don't understand how much you do actually need these people that you have on your team until you hit rock bottom.
Bottom.
Not rock bottom, but bottom. Because literally, the people on my team,
No, I'm like,
I literally love these people.
yeah.
Berlinda, I would have
it's
never
so
known
much more.
Berlinda. Berlinda is one of my closest gal pals because literally she would do anything for you. She would bend over backwards for you. And that's the thing. It's like, you don't know who you're going to get on your team, but when you do get those people on your team, they are there for life.
Yeah. And that's it. We say all the time, once a Scentsy sister or mister, you're always a Scentsy sister or mister. You may go inactive, you can come back. Lauren's done and gone that. Lauren's been in, Lauren's been out, and she came back with a vengeance this time, So I mean, so once you're involved enough, you can have those conversations with people because it really is authentic, and it's being authentic and being true to who you are. I think I'm gonna have to go get a drink. Now you made me get all choked up. But it is, and having those conversations with people, it has to come from the heart. You have to believe what you're saying. And when Kim is saying that she's talking about the products, and she's talking about the products the way that she really loves the products, she's being very authentic. And that is one of our what is it? Are they our mottos?
Or
No. What's the word? Simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. It's our core values. There we go. Core values. I'm like, damn, I know there's a word for that, But it is. I mean, it's like, it's keeping it simple. This is actually a very simple business. We have a great product. It's a very simple business. You be authentic to who you are. Nobody is saying this is how you have to be a Scentsy consultant. You be a Scentsy consultant the way you want to. We have standards that you have to stay within the standards, but basically everybody can think outside their box. Patty does things very different than any way I've ever done them. And we have conversations that I'm like, okay, well, let me learn from you. Let me talk about the way that you are doing these things. So, you can learn something from everybody.
And that's the thing is, they want you to think outside your box. They don't want you to just right here. They want you to grasp from other things and other people, that other people have these great ideas. And that's all a part of having the team pages, because we can share everything that we're doing on these team pages. So we all can take little bits and pieces of them and make them our own.
Right.
There's no right or wrong conversation. Like, we don't want this to sound like there's a cookie cutter conversation that you should have. These are ideas that you can take, but they have to come from your heart. They have to be authentically you for somebody to trust you. And, and I mean, I met Lauren at a vendor event. She was selling a different product. I met her. She said, my friend likes your product and wants to do a party. So I went to do her friend's party. Her friend joined, and then I said to her friend, why don't you talk Lauren into joining? You guys can do this together. You guys can have fun. Her other product wasn't doing as well. And here's Lauren, our friend Loretta's not doing it anymore. Loretta's probably your best customer, isn't she?
She doesn't buy anything.
We need to whip her butt. Whip her butt.
I also don't really, well, sometimes she ordered it like a couple months ago, a few things, but like I try to because she spoiled me a lot because I was living with her at the time.
I want you guys to see this. Can you see this?
Oh, I love that.
So this postcard I'm going to be sending out to the people on my team, and it says, think about it. Who's your best friend? Would you love to travel together, share success, ask them to join your team, ask them to join you and your Scentsy journey. Share the blessing with your bestie.
Where are we going, Jen?
We did.
Where are we going?
There you go. Yay.
Wherever you're taking me.
Where I'm taking you.
But it is, and I mean, it's got to be an authentic conversation, but the more you have the conversation with people, the easier it will get. You have to continually do it. It's just like practice. I mean, you have to practice when you're talking to people, and there are different things, and you will find different ways. I'm a major excuse buster. When people say I don't have the time, I say, how about if Scentsy would give you more time?
And you fake it till you make it, honestly.
That is true.
Can I tell you my biggest mistake with recruiting that I found out myself? And I don't know if other people do this or not, but you get into this habit of like, you're selling your product, you're selling now you're in my mind, which I didn't even realize I was doing, I was selling them on joining, which is a huge mistake because it's like the used car salesman. You know what I mean? You don't want to blow smoke up anybody's. You want to really sincerely be you, the way you speak, the way you talk. There's no scripts. There's no, you know what I mean? And I am a writer. I write everything down. So I had this whole thing written down, and it dawned on me, like, I was approaching this the complete wrong way. So yeah, what you're saying is absolutely true. You have to be yourself, you have to be true to yourself, and you have to be true to, you know, what your belief is for doing this. So that's all I want to say. I'm
That's,
muting.
it is, it's very true. I mean, you know, Berlinda typed in the comments, I don't know if you guys saw it, she typed in there that you have to believe in your product in order to sell it, you know, and I mean, I always say we're not selling it, we're sharing it, you know, because that is the way I feel about it. I'm like,
Well,
you know,
yeah, the
you
way
guys-
I feel like anybody that really is a consultant for Scentsy has to love it. Like, there's no way that you don't. And you only become a consultant for the simple fact of like, oh, I can get free stuff. You know, I mean, no one's like, I don't like that product, but I can make good money. If you don't believe in something, like you said, you cannot sell it. You can't. No matter how hard you try, you just can't. You know what I mean? And like you said, if it comes authentically and you're really just saying, like when you're explaining something on Facebook and you say, look at this little warmer, it's adorable. And oh my God, when I clean my house and I lay down at night and it's my favorite thing to look at the lights or whatever, that is real. You know what I mean? Instead of posting like words that are used from the website or whatever, you know? So
Pictures, you know,
yes.
that's the thing, is like, you have to have the product, experience the product in order to sell the product, you know, because a lot of people, like, I mean, my team, there's several people that have not bought any of our products other than what they've got in their kit.
Yeah, no.
And I had conversations with them. It's like, I'm okay. First of all, what you have in your kit, do you still have? Well, no, I sold it. Okay, that's all good, but how are you going to sell the products now? Do you have anything to, you know, show people? Do you have any experience in using our washer whiffs, our counter clean, our, you know, bathroom clean? Have you used any of it? Well, no. Okay, then how about let's get active this month? Place your $200 order and order it, and then use it. And
it's an investment into your own business.
Exactly.
That's what I was saying to my fiance. I'm like, listen, if I go on and I place an order, or I'm playing games, or I'm doing something and I'm getting money for games or whatever, that money's going right back in. That ain't going in my pocket. That's going into my company. I want these items. I want the camper. I want the Christmas items, because as much as I'm appealed to them, everyone else is going to be want to buy them. You know what I mean? So it's good to have them products and learn them and know how they make you feel or whatever, I guess. I mean, it's just hard to, it's hard building your clientele to get there. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
the hardest part.
And
So-
especially
you know what?
because we're in the business of fragrance. So other people can be like, oh yeah, look at this cup, it looks so great. And we're like, oh yeah, it smells so good. And
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So it's hard, like everybody likes different things. So like I tend to try to like, you know, keep in mind with people, like always asking like, you know, well, what kind of perfumes do you like? And what kind of candles do you normally buy? And like, do you stay with like the, you know, the bakeries, or what do you kind of, you know, and try to like,
But it's also decor. If you really think about it, it's decor too.
Yeah.
And you know, if you take pride in your home, it's for most people that take pride in their home because they like the smell. The smell is something after you cleaned your house. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it
it's
just
an added bonus.
The
So
thing
I
is,
tend to say like something like, oh, like, you know, I can help you add some decor and more to your house. Like, let me, you know, spruce it up. You know, our warmers are really great quality. They look appealing too, and they smell great, you know, that kind of stuff.
and I literally ask people that like are my customers, what is the first thing you notice when you walk in someone's house? What is the very first thing? The smell.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you walk in somebody's house and you're like, they have a cat, no offense to cat people or whatever, but if you walk in somebody's house and they have a cat, you're going to smell it. You're going to know they have a cat just because you're not, I mean, you are one of those people that I'm one of those people that literally will walk into somebody's house and be like, okay, you smoke for one, or you smoke in your house, or you smoke in your basement, or you have a cat, or you have a dog, or you just cooked bacon, or you cooked fish or something. And that's the thing is like, and where I work temporarily now, all these people are coming in and be like, oh, I want to smell this, I want to smell that and stuff. And it's like, I ask them, okay, what's the first thing you notice when you walk in somebody's house? Well, their smell. Okay. Do you want your house to smell good? Yes. Because everything that we have has a scent to it. So therefore, you're going to have to like talk to your customers and talk to the people that I'm probably going rambling off onto some random crap, aren't I? Okay, well, whatever.
We're supposed to be talking about recruiting language. We've gone
Right, that's what it is. Because I'm sitting here going,
wait, I'm reeling us back.
What does this have to do with recruiting? It does nothing. But
you know what? But what you're saying though is so true though. Like these conversations, when people, what do you want your house to smell like? And you're having these conversations, and these people become your customers. When they become your customers, they're the easiest people
yes,
to
they
talk
are
to about the sense
That's
of
where I was
opportunity.
going. That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
because
that.
they are. It's easy to talk to them because then you have like a rapport with them to the point where you're like, okay, so, what do you notice when you walk into somebody else's house? Okay, well, do you want to talk to them about, the scent and, what we have and everything? So then you have them coming, going, you know what? I have a people over here that I want to talk to about this. I want to know, so the conversations that you are having with these people, whether you know it or not, are probably clicking in their head like, damn, I can do this. I could do what she's doing. That is so easy. All she's doing is basically talking about what she loves. That's the thing. It's like, that's what you're doing. You talk about what you love to people that you want to share the love and the everything with.
And
So wait, I have a question. When you're recruiting, like you were just talking about the kit for $59, that's only if they're a hostess to a party?
Not necessarily, because anytime that I have a party that I'm closing out, right now I have a party that's sitting there that's a $350 party. So I have offered that hostess kit. I have a private group. I offered that hostess kit. So I said, I have a $59 hostess kit. Who wants it?
Seen that.
Okay.
Who wants it?
Yeah.
But how like what's the difference in the prices? There's
So
like
the hostess kit is smaller. The $99 kit is definitely the best value.
Okay.
But you're getting a lot more. The hostess kit, and the reason, so think of it this way: the reason they designed the hostess kit is for the people who don't necessarily want to spend the $99. So they're going to spend the $59, but they also are getting the rest of their free and half price items. So it kind of is them building their own kit.
Okay,
With
gotcha.
their hostess credits. So
What I
they're
did.
kit with their hostess credits, and then they're using their half price
They're
items.
going to use it anyway for their own
And then
kit,
they can build their
basically.
own kit. They don't have to get what Scentsy decided they should have.
So you can offer that to anybody,
You can offer
$59.
it to anybody. So you don't have to give your free and half price stuff to them. You could just literally give them the $59 kit, which gives
If
them
you don't
25
have a
bucks.
hostess for the party.
Yeah, you have to have a
Right.
party, Jen. It can't just be anybody. You can't
But it
say
could
you
be
can
your
buy
party.
the kit for $59.
Right.
No,
Okay.
you can,
So, like,
you
for an
can
ex-
actually be the hostess of the party.
That's what I was just gonna say. Were you gonna say like if you have like your monthly, like October,
Your own party.
Right.
you have like all your orders going
Right.
in there just to accumulate, and then you get to a point where it's like, oh, well, I can get like $100 in free stuff for myself. Then essentially you can offer that to anyone and then flip your hostess, from yourself to someone else that wants to claim the kit.
Oh, so you
But
could
you
even,
don't
if you
have
had
to-
your own party and earned the credits,
Right.
you could even say, listen, I'm giving away a free kit. If you
You're not
earned
allowed to say,
No.
you're not allowed to say that publicly.
No.
Publicly,
I
you're
would
not allowed to give a kit. You
No.
can do that privately. You could say,
Okay.
I've unlocked a hostess kit. Simply say, I've unlocked a hostess kit. Who's interested?
Okay. That's
And
what I'm
when
saying. It's all
private
about
message
wording,
it,
right?
right.
It's all about
So
wording.
private
You
message.
wouldn't be able to put that on like your regular Facebook page. You just put it in your group.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
I would never put
Private
it publicly.
group.
Yeah.
It has to be private. I
Right.
mean, honestly, I wouldn't even put it on a private group. I would
No,
do
I
it
wouldn't either.
individually, message them.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if somebody gets a hold of it, because our spite, what do you call them? Our
Compliance.
compliance, they can get into our private groups. They can get into all of that.
No,
So
I'm
if
not
they-
saying I would make it national. I'm just saying
No,
for
no, no.
my own.
But
No,
think of it
no.
this way. Okay, so think of it this way. You have a $59 kit. If you want to gift it to somebody privately, first off, consider this. If you're gifting it to somebody, only gift it to somebody who you really think is going to do something with the business. You know, you're giving up your hostess credits to gift them that kit. If you do it, you want to make sure that you're gifting it to somebody who maybe really doesn't have the money, but really wants to start this business.
Right.
And if you put it out there publicly, nobody's ever going to buy your $59 kit. They're going to wait for you to offer a free kit.
Right.
So don't ever put it publicly, ever.
Right.
Don't even put that, you know, I'll give you a $39 kit because I have $20 free. Never.
No.
You just say, I have a hostess kit and leave it at that. And then
I
when
was just
they
thinking
bring-
for future, if I ever had somebody that really, because I mean, trust me, I have a lot of friends that have, they don't really have a lot.
Mhm.
And if they were really like a hungry type of person where they have the ability, but they just don't have the finances,
Right.
like for me to come in, because I'm like that type of person, I'll give everybody everything. And if I, you know, if it came down to it, to see them succeed, sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, to say that, but it just dawned on me that, you know,
Yeah, I have a new mama with, you know, she's got 2 young kids under the age of 4 years old. She's been out of work with COVID and she's looking to make some extra money. And I messaged her and said, you know, hey, look, got this kit. I can get it to you for $35. Like, you know, I've got enough hostess credits that it's going to cost you $35 for the kit. Are you interested? You know, so we'll
Yeah.
see. You know, I'm waiting to hear back from her. And, you know, I mean, but it's, you know, so when you have the hostess kit, you know, Sarah talked last week all about go for, you know, have your list of 100 and, you know, go for the no and ask 100 people to join. So this is where your list of 100 comes in handy. If you've got that list of 100 and you're having these conversations with people and people say no, it might be not right now. You know, this is when I've got a hostess kit available. That's when you start reaching out to that list of 100. That's when that list of 100 really comes in handy. You know, you start reaching out to those people, just like you've got a party that's at $450 and you don't want to put out another $50 to get it to $500. You start reaching out to that list of 100 and say, hey, do you need anything? Hey, do you need anything? I got an order going in, you know, I can get you free shipping. If you get another $50 in orders, you're going to get the free shipping, you know? So free shipping if it's shipped local, by the way. That's not free shipping if it's shipped to them. If it's shipped direct, you always pay shipping. But, you know, this is where your list of 100, and this is where these conversations, it has to be authentic. It has to come from your heart. And you need to build relationships. You need to know that it's the mama who's out of work who needs this kit. You need to know that it's somebody who's looking for a retirement plan and that's what they want to do as their retirement plan. You need to know these people and build relationships. It's not just customers. You want to get to know them, you know, and
You
that's
have to-
authentic.
You have to have a rapport with them. You have to have kind of like, I mean, not just a consultant customer. It
Relationship,
has
right?
to be, you know, kind of like not like totally intimate. You don't have to get deep in with conversation with them, but just know, you know, get on their Facebook and go through and be like, okay, they have 3 kids, they have a dog, you know, they post about their dog, they, you know, when stuff. And then when you do have a conversation with them, say, oh my gosh, your dog is so cute. You know, what kind of puppy is it or something? And, you know, oh, your kid's playing soccer or something, because they know then that you remember them.
Mhm.
And you are actually interested. You have to have that kind of connection other than, hey, I have something to sell. You want to buy it? Or you want to join my team? Because all they're thinking in their head is, oh, she just wants to make money off me, kind of thing.
Right. And that's it. I mean, when the conversation's more authentic and it does matter the words that you use when you're talking about things like join me on my journey and things like that. And this could be what you need in your life. It's not, you don't want to related to something you need. It's got to be related to something that they need, you know, I mean, and you have to genuinely believe that it's something that's beneficial for them, you know, not just I'm
Think
trying
of
to earn a trip to Disney, because I'm
Think
trying to
of
earn a
it
trip
as
to
you're
Disney.
talking to
you
me.
know?
You're
But it
talking
is, you
to
know,
me.
I mean, it has to be something that's authentic and something that's going to benefit their life. It's, you know, people don't want to do it to benefit you. They
Yeah.
want to do it to benefit them. So you don't know how it's going to benefit them if you don't know them.
Think of it as talking to a man. A man is always talking about themselves. So just talk to your customers about themselves.
And
'Cause
ask
everybody-
questions.
Yes,
more-
ask questions. Ask open-ended questions.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think that, you know, $500 a month would do for you? You know, you start
Where would
small,
you like to
$100 a
go-
month.
Where would you like to go on your next vacation?
Yeah.
You know, what kind of vacations do you like? Cold, beach,
Yeah.
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean cruise. Would you like to go to Spain, France, and Italy with me and Kelly?
Go to Capri, drink the wine, but never
That's
mind.
right. We eat French fries and drank French wine in France. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I went to Italy and found out I don't like pizza in Italy either. So there.
You don't like pizza?
I don't like pizza. I know.
No.
Let's
you
not
ever
get
eaten
started
with
on my food. My food thing is I've got to.
Lauren, have you ever eaten with her?
Have I ever eaten with Peg?
Yes.
You don't want to.
You've eaten with Mason, right? You've eaten with Mason.
Yeah, he eats a lot.
He probably eats more than I do.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I eat like
You
a
know, that adage, and they say, "Oh, she eats like a little bird." Well, she eats less than a bird.
and my menu is very small as to what I
Oh,
will eat.
it's
Patty's the same way. Patty is the
It's like
same way.
3 things.
They mean you, Patty. We're spirit animals.
Patty's terrible. She don't like mayonnaise. She eats her sandwiches dry. She's like,
Egg.
No condiments. I don't eat
No.
cheese of any kind. I don't eat any pasta of any
Oh,
kind.
I like cheese. I'm not crazy about pasta, but I'll eat it if I have to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
Peg
like,
won't
I
I,
don't,
I gotta eat. We just had pasta for dinner tonight.
yeah. All right. Well, we're going off. We're going off. Don't start.
Yeah,
with
let's
food. My
back,
food
back
thing-
to
No.
recruiting.
No,
back
No,
to
my
recruiting.
thing is I know you guys are saying be more authentic, you know, if I'm talking to somebody, because I had somebody that was kind of interested, but she hasn't really like got back to me again. So I didn't know if I should have reached her out with the PRVs and the different things, because she was asking. So I sent her a little bit of the information, but I went to high school with her, you know, and I asked her, you know, her father had passed away a few years back, and I asked her how her mom was doing and things like that, but I haven't really heard anything back from her. Should I try and do
What have
something
you-
else?
What have you said? What was the last conversation? How did it go?
I'm trying to think, because we were personal messaging each other.
Was it just in the last week or two?
Yeah, it was just about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. I mean, I would probably reach out to her and just say, hey, I want to check in with you and see how things were going. You know,
Because she wanted to get like the two warmers, the two $20 warmers of like the flannel and the I think the gingerbread. And she just lost her job, so that's why she was a little lean. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't get them now because I just lost my job." So then
Okay.
I didn't really
There
know
you
what
go,
to say
Michelle.
after that.
Michelle, there's your in. There's your in on that conversation. She just lost her job. Say you reach out to her and you say to her, hey, look, I know that you lost your job. I have an opportunity that can help you earn a little bit of extra income. You know, if you're willing to give it a try. You know, it's basically a 3-month trial period.
Right.
And if you're able to gift her a kit, you know, with your party, with your hostess credits, if you're able to gift her a kit, she'd be the kind of person that you'd say to her, you know, are you willing to give this a try? Trust me.
Right.
Trust me on this. I'm going to hold your hand. I'll help you every step of the way. You know,
Right.
if she's somebody who knows how to do it, like there are certain people who join, like Kim. I knew Kim was just going to take off and she was going to do this. She did not need me to hold her hand. She didn't need me to hold her hand every step of the way. There are other people that need you to post in their group and constantly, you know, be
Right.
driving it for them, you know, and you have to know who she is and how she's going to handle it. But that is the perfect conversation to have her. And that's
And
how
this-
to open the conversation.
Yeah, no,
without
she's
the
she
opportunity.
works in the office and she does like all different kinds of stuff on the computer now. So that's why I thought she would be great at it.
Yeah, and that's the conversation you have with her. You say to her, you know what, I've got a hostess exclusive kit that just opened up. You know,
Right.
I'm not blowing smoke up your butt. I'm telling you that this is a legitimate opportunity where you could stay where you are while you're looking for another job, and this will give you a little bit of income. It's you're not spending your money. And I mean, everybody who knows me knows that I use the Orville conversation all the time. You spend Scentsy money on family. You do not spend family money on Scentsy. I
Right.
tell everybody on my team, when you get your first commission check, you divide it in threes. 1/3 goes back into your business. You pay yourself with 1/3, and the other third goes away in case Uncle Sam comes calling. In 5 years, I haven't had to pay taxes, but maybe at some point Uncle Sam will make me pay some taxes on it. But at the end of the year, I've got that as a savings that I get to take back.
Gotcha.
You know, so I tell everybody to do that. And that's the conversation you have with her. You put 1/3 of it back into your business, but you always pay yourself. You always want to make sure that you are making something so that you feel like you're doing this for a reason, but you have to put money back into your business. You don't have to spend your family money though. I tell
Right.
people all the time. Yeah. I mean, we've got a newer girl on the team who's like, she earns the shooting star. She wants to buy that shooting star kit and she doesn't have the money for it. And I'm like, you don't have to buy that.
I didn't buy it. I was going to, I just didn't have the money for it.
Well,
So
that's
I
it. If you
just-
don't
I
have the
didn't- I
money, you
didn't do it.
don't have to buy that. You're eligible to buy that, but don't spend your money. If you've made enough in commission, you know, you have 90 days to buy it. If you've made enough in commission, that's when you buy it. But they're the conversations, like they're high level. You know,
Right.
that's something that once somebody joins, you start talking about shooting star and sensational star. I have a tendency to have diarrhea mouth. I don't know if anybody noticed that.
No, not you.
Need to change the
Okay.
batteries once
Yeah,
a
I
week,
didn't.
you know?
Yeah, I didn't buy the shooting star kit either. I just felt like I was already buying stuff through my through the hostess points that I was getting, and I
Me
wound
too.
up I wound up just earning them. So that's another thing to say is you can just earn the kit, you know, if you have, you know, enough party volume.
Yeah, and the
Well, that's what I
purpose of
told
the
her.
shooting star kit is so that when we were out doing home parties, the purpose of the shooting star kit was you got your little mini kit when you first started, but then when you earned that shooting star, this gave you a variety of everything that Scentsy offers, so that when you were going and doing home parties, you would have this bigger kit. And you pay $200 for it. It's worth about $360. You could resell it and get your money back. You get PRV for it.
Right.
You know, but it's a sampling of everything, so that when you were going into somebody's home, you had the laundry detergent, you had a cleaning product, you had a washer with, you had everything to talk about the products. That's the purpose of the kit. It's
Right.
not supposed to be something that's costing you money,
Gotcha.
you know? So, I mean, you know, hey, you need to stay active within your 90 days, you know, there's your $200 and you're getting all yourself. You know, so I mean, you know, we want to encourage you to use your own products, but we want you to earn it.
Right.
You know, and that's the conversation. Go ahead, Kim, you want to say something?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I also wanted to put it out there that if you know anybody that gets the monthly subscription, I have a friend that was doing that through someone else, and she gave me the stuff she didn't want. And I took that as an opportunity too to show off some of the things that she didn't want. She didn't want one of the fragrance flowers. She didn't like it. She didn't want Luna body lotion. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't want this? So I just took everything because she collected it over time. And so if you know anybody that does that and you say, hey, you know, if whatever you don't want, I'll take. And she gave it to me for a discounted price too. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And
you know
so,
what? You know, next time trade it for her ordering. You know, you use it for samples or giveaways, and trade it and allow her to order replacement stuff that she might like. You know, that's good customer service. Saying you don't like the Luna, well, okay, you know, the Luna's hand cream, what's it, $9, I think. You know, if it's so, order something else that's, you know, equal value, or a bar and a circle
yeah.
to replace it. If she likes the bars and the circles and she doesn't like the hand cream, okay, here we go.
Yeah. And just doing that allowed me to show off some of the products because I didn't have anything, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, I sold 8 of the fragrance flowers just from that. Just saying.
Yeah. See, and that's, and I mean, and go live. When people
Yes.
see you being authentic, I mean, look,
That's
That's
in the
my
beginning,
thing I haven't done yet.
let
My
me tell you
husband
something.
gets on me every day. Go live, just do something. He
None
says,
of us like going live.
he's like, you're not gonna look stupid. Just like go. I mean, come on.
What?
Clarissa is actually one of the best ones to go live because she would not do it. She was like, oh my gosh, no. And the moment she did, she has not stopped and she's amazing at it.
Mhm.
She has so many people looking at her, lives, commenting on her lives. I'm like, I'm on her live and I'm looking at it going, holy crap, all these people are just going crazy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
go
Thank
live.
you.
Be real, be you. I mean, that's it. You know,
Yes.
the thing is like, so Clarissa, you don't want people to see you looking a mess and my hair's not right. And you know what I mean? Am I sitting the right way? And you're doing this while you're in the camera and the kids are running around. But you know what? There's a mama that's sitting home with her kids running around going, well, she could do it. I could do it.
Yeah.
Three dogs
Hey,
barking
so
in the
the
background.
funny story. Yeah, the funny story about that is, so I go live on my business page, my public business page, not my personal page, right? So my daughter didn't know that, and she went and clicked live on my personal page. I had no idea. And I'm like, why are there so many people watching? Like, I'm dead serious, y'all. Like, I was so embarrassed after the live. I'm like, oh my God, all these people were watching me, like people from high school that I haven't seen in 20 years. Like, but it was a hit, and I got so many people asking me, like, I got one person to join, another person, like, seriously, you guys, it was so embarrassing. So then I was like, okay, that's my thing. I'm just going to go live every Friday and just talk about something, whether it's my scent of the month or my whiff box or whatever I've got on hand. And then I thought, okay, well, maybe my daughter keeps trying to get me to do the TikTok dances. Maybe I'll change up and not talk about Scentsy one week and do something non-Scentsy related, just to engage with people and connect with people. So it's embarrassing, but I promise you, once you do it, just do it.
Yes.
And it's something that
so embarrassing,
but it's authentic to you, and it's giving people a little picture of your life. And you know what, like all the time, I have people all the time that talk about, we talked about this a little bit on my team meeting yesterday. You know, I project that I'm very confident. I come across that I'm very confident and that I know what I'm doing. I don't want anybody to not like me. I'm so afraid for somebody to not like me. Would you think that when you hear me talk, that you would think I don't give a shit, that I'm no. On the inside, I'm that little girl that got bullied and I didn't want anybody to not like me. I would do anything for you to not like, to like me. I don't want to not be liked. I get that feeling in the pit of my stomach that when I go live, that there's somebody that's watching me, that's one of those people that said, oh my God, she's such an idiot. I don't like her, and you get that feeling, but it's a matter of focusing on the people who think that you're confident and the people who think that you're a rock star. I mean, coming to Kansas
You
City,
come across as authentic, as genuine as you can be, a
and
sweetheart.
nobody would know that in the pit of my stomach, I want to throw up
Right.
because it's fake it till you make it, like Kelly said. I get out there and I try to be genuine, and I try to focus on that person who's listening to me, not the girls that are over in the corner who are totally ignoring me at a party and are getting up to go outside and smoke a cigarette and aren't listening to a thing I've got to say. But I got that one person that's sitting there that's listening to me. So guess what? You're the person that I'm focusing on, and I'm the mean girls, that bullied me in school, that are going outside and ignoring everything I've got to say. I got to shut them off. You got to shut them off, and you got to focus on the people who enjoy what you're saying and want to listen to you.
And you have to tell your story. You have to tell your story. Every one of us.
Everybody's got a story.
Has a story. Literally. My story, y'all probably wouldn't even shush, Peg, stop. Y'all probably would just be sitting here just bawling.
Mm-hmm.
because I'll tell you
Do it,
this.
Kelly. Do it, Kelly. Come on, do it.
Sarah saved my life. I mean, honest to God, she saved my life. She called me out of the blue. I hadn't talked to her. Sarah and I used to do another company, and we stopped doing that. I had some issues. My mom passed. I'm an only child. I was literally having a nervous breakdown. In the day Sarah called me, I was in the process of ending my life. She calls me, and I'm like, I mean, literally, you know how your phone rings, and then after a couple of rings, it'll go to voicemail. My phone rang, I bet you, anywhere between 10 and 15 times. It would not stop. And I'm like, looking at it, going, voicemail? I want to even talk to you. You haven't talked to me in God knows how long. You know, you reached out when my mom passed, and I don't want to talk to you. So therefore, just hang up. She didn't. So I pick up the phone and I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, I haven't talked to you in a while. She's just talking away, talking away, talking away. This bitch talked to me for almost 3.5 hours because she knew when, as I'm talking to her, something was going on. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, the girls had went to school thing. School had already started. They went to the school thing. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I mean, I was in a very, very dark place and didn't think of anything besides myself, which was very selfish on my part. But as I'm talking to her, I'm sitting here thinking in my head, is she gonna shut up? I have a plan. This is not how it's supposed to go. So she proceeds to tell me about this new business she started. And in my head, I'm thinking, I don't want to hear about this new business you started. Literally, I am like in the midst of a nervous breakdown. I'm in a very dark place. I don't care. Nothing, you know. And as she's talking to me, and I'm just like talking to her and talking to her and talking to her, and I'm sitting here going, TikTok, I don't have, you know, and as I'm talking to her, the girls walk in and I'm like, well, there goes my plan, thinking, which is so stupid because I know everybody's been in a dark place. I know everybody's done their own thing and stuff. But at that point, I was pissed off, like mad, because she ruined my plan. But I'm sitting here and I'm listening to her, and the girls come in and they're talking and all this stuff and everything. And I get off the phone with her, and as you know, she has told me all about Scentsy and everything. I'm like, okay. So now I have to do this whole thing again tomorrow because today was going to be the day, you know, and then I got to thinking, what the hell are you doing? You know, I started talking to Jared and I was like, you know, telling him about, he was like, well, what did you do today? And I was like, I talked to Sarah for freaking 3 hours or, you know, whatever. And he was like, well, really? You haven't talked to her in a long time. I'm like, yeah. And he was like, you know, he proceeds to kind of like talk to me and stuff. And then I start talking to him about this Scentsy business. And he's like, well, why not do it? I'm like, really? Why? What part of, no. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, and like literally she saved my life, because if she hadn't called me that day, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Like literally, I would have been gone. The girls would have come home. I would have been done. And I thank God that she did. And that's the thing. It's like you never know what somebody's going through, that you have to talk to them. You have to, I mean, you could have some one of your friends be out there and you just, hi, how are you doing? Hey, how are you doing? You know, they put on this happy face and stuff, and then you never know what they're going through. You never know. So offer this to everybody, because when you do, you know in your heart that you're doing the right thing, and you never know whose life you're going to save. Sorry.
So it's okay to take it full circle. When I went to leadership in New York, Sarah Thomas kept telling me, you have to meet Kelly, you have to meet Kelly. And that was because Sarah knew a little bit of my story, and I had a sister who had attempted suicide 5 times. And we were in the throes of my sister in and out of rehab. And I mean, it was bad. It was really bad, and it was really ugly. And she's like, you need to meet Kelly. You need to meet Kelly. She didn't tell me why I needed to meet Kelly. She just told me I
Yeah.
needed to meet Kelly. And
She
I
kept
met
telling
Kelly
me,
down.
you know, you got to meet Peg. Oh my God, you're going to love Peg. You're going to love Peg. And I'm like, Peg, 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 you know?
I was excited to meet you, Kelly.
Shut up.
I didn't know why though. And Sarah left us to our own devices one night, and literally we were talking, and I mentioned about my sister. I said, you know, we've been going through, she's like, oh, so what's going on with you? And, and I was like, oh, we're going through this really hard time with my sister. And, and I mean, first couple of times she attempted suicide, we thought she was doing it for attention. And the last time I was like, you know what, this chick wants to die. Why does she want to die? And I don't understand. And I was being very hard-nosed about it, where like, what is my sister doing? And she's doing this to my mother, and, and we're all concerned about her and all. And then Kelly told me her story. So we got to take that full circle, and she helped me put things in perspective. And I've been much more compassionate with my sister. And I mean, I wasn't bothering with my sister. She really pissed me off. And listening to Kelly's story took it full circle. And it's like, you come across people in your life that are put there for a particular reason. And it's changed. I think that and I think many of you know this too. I'm a cancer survivor. So when, the year that I had cancer was Oprah's last season. So Oprah was all about the self-help and, and all this stuff. So I Oprah everybody to death, because I'm like a big old fan of Oprah, so I mean, whether you like her or not, I'm a big old fan of Oprah. And Oprah helped me get through like a really tough year, because everything was all positive, positive, positive. So I changed the whole way that I think into this positive, positive. And all this stuff that was going on with my sister was dragging me down the rabbit hole, and I just was not having it. But I found that through this business, the same thing. You meet these different people, and people come into your life for different reasons, and there is a reason for everything. And, not that we want to drag everybody down and be the Debbie Downers still, but there, I mean, there's a positive side to this story. Kelly's found her tribe. I never would have met Kelly if it wasn't through this business. She helped me with something, and there's somebody here that's going to do something for you. There's a reason why you were brought here. And there's a reason when you talk to people, there might be that person who just needs to hear that, who just needs to hear. And your why may not be this dramatic. I mean, my why was because I was bored. I was bored. My cousin knew my kids were out of school, and, and I wanted a trip to Disney. I love Disney. So she was like, okay. And that was my why. Your why is going to change over time, but find out other people's why, what it is that they need in their life. Do they need a friend? Do they need to make extra
conversation with them? Because when you do have those conversations, you guys might be talking about something that all honestly, all of a sudden will just go, oh my God. Yeah, it's your aha. And you're just sitting there going, mind blown, because you'd have a connection with them, and you're like, oh my gosh, we can actually help each other, and you start talking, and you start, being, the more real you are with people, the more you're going to get back from them. Because I'm telling you this, there's people on my team that I would have probably never had conversations with just because I'm not an outgoing person. I'm really not. I'm a very alone person. I'm a very quiet person when it
Me
comes
too,
to it.
Kelly.
An introvert.
Yes, I'm an introvert. Literally, I would rather stay at home in my bedroom, right where I'm at right now, and just chill. Literally. But when you make a connection with somebody, you're like, oh, okay, so let's talk. Let's get together. Let's, go have a drink. Let's go have dinner or something. And yes, I know COVID is taking over and it's really hard to do stuff like that. But when you have, even if it's like this through Zoom or FaceTime, just reach out to, your customers, send them a voice message, which is personable because it's actually you talking to them other than there are some people that I literally will reach out to and be like, hey,
Maybe.
kind of a generic message, like through Amy, our app. And there's people on there that I have set up that are my recruit wish list, I guess you'd say. And I've reached out to them and, just, hey, checking in, seeing how, things going. Is your job looking any better kind of thing. But when there's some kind of connection with them, whether it's a little connection or whatever, send them a voice message and be like, hey, just wanted to check in on you. Maybe let's chat sometime, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because the more connection you do make with these people, the better off it's going to be in the long run. Because
And you will, there's going to be some people that are just going to be customers.
right,
You're not going to make that connection with everybody, but you're going to build your team on the people that you've made connections with, and some people are just going to buy off of you and you're not going to develop a friendship with them. You're not going to develop a relationship, but you never know, people that Michelle will tell you, 3 years we were vendor events together. You know what I mean? I didn't think she was I talked to her about it a couple of times. And I had genuine conversations about it, but it's being genuine and it's sharing why you do it and you love it. And, and people know if you're being genuine. If you're reading off a script, they know. I'm good with excuse busters when people say I can't do it because, I've got all these comebacks for why you can. But people know if you're reading off a script. Be genuine and talk to people and share with them the opportunity because you might just save somebody's life.
Yeah, well, like Peg was saying, we were at an event, we start talking, and my husband and I, we have other business besides Scentsy. And he started talking about the neighborhood in South Philly. Next thing you know, there goes Peg, and she's like, wait, where in South Philly? Next thing you know, here I am 3 years later on the team.
6 degrees. I truly believe in 6 degrees of separation. Everybody is connected one way or the other. It is amazing when you start having conversations with people, you find out how you're connected. People from clear across the country. And I'm like, wait, hold on, you live where? Do you know so-and-so? And,
we were on our honeymoon in Florida, of all places. My husband ran into 4 people he went to high school with.
I know, it's the truth. It really is the truth. So,
We
you know what? I want to be respectful of everybody's time because we have gone way, way over.
Yeah.
Sarah's going to be like, what did you do to my Tuesday training meeting?
Yeah, well, we just celebrated 33 years.
2 hours, So, I'm just going to stop the recording.
Okay.
I'm going to stop the recording, but we can